Good morning, everybody. Uh, so we're gonna continue on our lesson, and it's called God's glory in Christ, in the coming of Christ. Now, this is all before Christ was born, right? This is before Christ was born, and this is all predestined prophecy that God bestowed. And this was during a time where chaos was going on, and one of the nations were in a dark spot, dark, gloomy place, because the rain that they had passed on. Because it's not an indefinite reign. Because when you're in rulership, like every term, every reign has a deadline. Even if presidency, 4 years, 8 years. President Obama wasn't no president for a decade, even though he was close to it because he did eight, but it's not a full reign. He's like, it's not indefinite. So the dictatorship and the leadership is going to change over time. Even in jobs, stuff changes over time. And sometimes with them changes, it could be good changes, and sometimes it could be not so good changes. And we all been in workforces and churches and leadership, and all that counts, where it all starts from the head, and when the head is not right, it follows through all the way down to the nitty gritty to the one person. So this was what's going on back in them times where in Galilee for sure the nations were just in a dark spot and they needed something to look forward to because they were lost. They was lost. So we go and then once and God prophesied to Isaiah about it and told him, look, my son is gonna come, right? My son gonna come and he's gonna change everything. Everything is gonna be how I want it, and everything is gonna be like it's supposed to be. And forever, it's still gonna. Even though my son passed on, I'm still gonna be reigning because he gonna teach y'all and spread y'all the word in the gospel. So our 3 points is gonna be coming from gloom to glory, Isaiah 9:5. A son is born, and his kingdom. Those are the 3 points we're going to talk about in our golden text. Before I get into it, because Pastor B forgot. For unto us a child is born, unto us the son is given. So we're gonna start off with the gloom to glory. I call it the rags to riches type of thing. But 1 and 2 is living through the darkness. So this is like the dark age period before it starts to get good. So can somebody read 1 through 2 for me?
Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the time he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea beyond Jordan in Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them has the light shine.
Okay, so this is talking specifically the Galilee in Galilee, but the Assyrians, and that particular group was very lost, very dark ages, and because whatever they had before, it disappeared. So it got invaded, and yep, Hezekiah, they got invaded. So they just started going. Everything was in chaos. They didn't know the word. They steer away from God. They was doing stuff they should have no business doing. They was doing everything against God. Demoralized, started doing everything that was against him. And even though God didn't give up on them, still his people. He stayed with them. He was being patient with them because he that was his people. He saw that it's like they had the potential, but it was that they were just lost and they had no leadership. The leadership they was just a nation with nothing. And King Hezekiah said, "Oh yeah, we just gonna run this. They gonna be mine." And what was going on with all this was but it was the morale was very, very low. Everybody wasn't listening to anybody. Everybody was going against God, stuff that was not something they was supposed to be doing. And we all have those phases where, like a coach, coming to a dysfunctional basketball team, or prime example, Ben Johnson. He came into a dysfunctional Bears team. Remember, they ain't had no good leadership from the coach. They were just dysfunctional. They couldn't win. They were living in the dark place. They was almost like the last stock of the league. Nobody took them seriously, even though they had good, like the Assyrians, they had good people. The Bears have great players. They had some good players, but they didn't have the right players to steer them into that direction. They didn't have the right people to steer them in that direction. They didn't have a foundation. The Assyrians didn't have no foundation. Ben Johnson came into the team and he stayed a foundation and a culture to them. And the same thing what's going to go on with when Christ comes, it's going to be in the foundation that he installs into them. So time it was they was very some dysfunctional. It was just a dark time. They were losing. The Assyrians, they were losing. The nation was just losing it entirely. So they was more like pushovers, laughing stock, because they had nobody to protect them from the other nations. So they was just doing whatever they had. They just was doing whatever. And then in two, uh, they had a they was like um, a light was shining, and that was I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. They God bestowed upon them and saying, "Hey, I got somebody coming for you. There's hope in the way." Go ahead, D.
This time, Hezekiah was king.
Yeah.
He went and didn't consult God about people that was coming against him. So they came against him, but he asked Egypt to help him, which God didn't tell him. So now he's allowing the Syrians now to come against Hezekiah.
Mm-hmm.
So now Isaiah is telling Hezekiah now, hey, you've done your bit, but you didn't cut the right source. And now give you some encouragement. So
Yeah.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. But you got to hold out. You need to trust me now. You got to keep on doing it your way.
Yeah, because always I've seen.
Yeah, because the conditions that God is in now, we got more come against us now. It's Israel, Judah now. Come on out. I'm going to bring you out, but it won't be like you think it is. Yeah, it's gonna be in the future. It's gonna be in the future, but there's a light in this darkness. There's a light in this darkness.
And in any time, today, as they were going against what God had wanted them to do, and they didn't consult God, God has a way of bringing us back. And we're going to have to endure as good soldiers. And right now, we're walking in darkness right now. And when you think about darkness, it's not like out darkness. We walking in darkness right now. The sun's outside. But conditions can be dark when you don't have Christ in your life. And until Christ comes and shines the light, which God here is telling them is going to happen, we walking in darkness until Christ comes in our lives. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what was going on in these times. God was trying to steer them back.
Yes.
Because they were just completely lost. And they was good people. They know what they knew. They knew what they was doing. They had stuff in place. They just didn't have that push. They just didn't have that push. So, and like Pastor B said, living in darkness is not like lights out. It's just more of loss. It was just a lot of just loss. Nothing was not right. It was just everything was just all disarray. And when you don't do stuff that when God told you to do, according to God, it's like a lot of stuff just transpires. You don't see the vision. You run away from the vision. You do everything that you want to do. You run away and hide, and you see everything is falling around you. And God was like, "Didn't I tell you to hold out and wait a minute before you just started doing your own little thing?"
Another thing is too, we got to remember that God used his He used them. God was orchestrating everything that was going on. And God uses situations that we find ourselves in to grow us and let us know that there is hope. You don't have to give up. The fight is always there. If we could just hold on, weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. And this is what he's trying to
This is what they're trying to do, but certain people like a lot of people like us don't look for their joy. They're looking for the right here and now type of thing. They don't want to. They don't want to endure through the struggles, but they want it like right there.
Right.
They don't. They want to be clean instantly, like clean, but they can't. They don't want to. They don't want to wait. They just want that stuff just to go away right then and there, because stuff happens for the worse before it gets better. So you have to remember that, because everybody goes through struggles, and you have to go through the struggle to get to where you need to go, because that's how you get built up. That's how you get built up, and that's through anything, because you're gonna start off rough, and then once you make it, you get there. And this was living in darkness. So, and now we're going into the other phase of it, the gloom part. So, can somebody read 3 and 4? Yeah, 3-5.
Thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. The joy before thee, according to the joy in harvest. Okay. And as men rejoice when they divide spoil. Here's the caption. Yes. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Gideon. For every battle of the warrior is with confessed noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
And this is the bringing the joy part. So what was going on that we have to stay the course, stay fast, like don't stop believing, keep believing in going on words, and keep believing, because this is the bringing joy. So this guy's saying, my son is coming. Y'all just need to hold on real quick, because everything happens for a reason, because you need that leadership. And my son's gonna come and he's gonna carry that weight. He's gonna be the next. He's gonna be the next. He's gonna have the next regime. Yeah, he's gonna have that next regime, and he's gonna take over, because in the government, and it's going, and everything's gonna be infinite. It ain't gonna be no end to it. So we have to stay the course, because we have when the first team, when President Obama was running for president, everybody was enjoying. Everybody was glad that he was running for president, because because the way the country was going, it wasn't going as of great. And once Obama came in, because he was a new face, he was fresh, and of course he was like us. Everybody was just jumping on the bandwagon, and everybody was voting for Obama and everything, because that's bringing joy. The nation was joyful when he became president. They were super happy. People were crying and jumping for joy, and this was going on right now. They said some guy was saying, my son is coming, and he's going to get y'all straight. Yeah, he's going to get y'all straight, and then we just have to stay the course, because we stay in the gutters too long, and we dwell, and we be all, oh, woe is me. Who gonna lift me up? Who gonna pick me up? And like you looking for a hug, but like you gotta pick yourself up sometimes. You just can't. You have to encourage yourself to get up, and because when you get that when you get that joy brought to you, I mean, you clicking on all cylinders. And then what happened? Because what happened with the Bears this season? They actually started winning. Ben Johnson, it came great joy, new face. They start winning, and look where they at right now. Look where they at right now. Nobody didn't expect them, and then nobody didn't expect them to go this far. They nobody expect them to win 11 games, and but they stayed the course. They didn't give up, and that's what we have to do. We can't give up. Even the Christians that just started, they can't give up when stuff go bad and say, "Oh, I can't do this no more. I don't know. I tried. You didn't try hard enough. Because if you would have tried, you would have stayed the course. Because I'm sorry, I just can't do it. It's hard. We all know life is hard. We we have to win, and especially, but you have to read your word, talk to God, and He'll bring you great joy. Because when he was talking to them, when he's talking about Jesus coming, He's gonna make sure we straight before he goes. But at the same time, He's the rule is going to stay infinite now. Yeah.
Still, and don't get it mixed up. His kingdom, with this kingdom, joy you get that now with victory ain't the real joy we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This only lasts for a little while. You defeated the army, and you take all that they got, that spoils. You joy, you got the prize and all that stuff. Right now, when they capture you, that joy is no longer there. This joy I'm talking about is
It's gonna last.
everlasting.
Yeah.
Nobody can take it away from
Yeah. Because the physical the physical and worldly joy is just temporarily things. That stuff don't last all the time. When you win that lotto, that's just a temporary thing. You know you getting taxed off that. So you're not winning that 2.5 mil and you're gonna get taxed again. So that's just a temporary feel because you won it. It's your money, of course. But that's just temporary. But once you go in that water, you're gonna have joy for a lifetime. Because you're gonna be new, you're gonna be clean, you're gonna be freshly made. And that's what God was talking about when it came to his son. Like, I have a joy that's gonna last you for a lifetime, even when you do pass. Even when you do pass, you still gonna have joy. Because that's gonna be the light right there. You're not gonna be in this darkness no more. You're gonna be crawling out of the darkness. So it's just breaking that barrier, and because that's what Christ was, yeah, breaking that yoke, and that's what Christ was here for. He was breaking that barrier because everybody can come to Christ, everybody can come to God. It's no discrimination. Everybody got those equal rights. It was no like it's only for this, it's only for these people, it's only for that, for this type of religion. No, no, yeah, hope is for all. So that's as a point, and that's going up from the rags to the riches because you start from the bottom. Now you at the top because now you in the skyscrapers. Now you was on the streets. Now you at the skyscrapers spiritually.
Gideon was a great multitude of people.
Uh-huh.
And he had 20,000 folks. God said, no, you got too many. Break it down to 300. You ain't got to fight in this battle because the battle's mine. All I need you to do is shout and blow your trumpet and break your tribes. That's the type of battle I'm talking about. You ain't got to fight it. Right now, you got to fight. Y'all got to fight that.
Mm-hmm.
They get it, they have to fight. That's the type of joy and the light I'm talking.
Yeah. So that's that gloom and gloom and glory. That's because you start from the bottom to the top. So we're gonna keep moving, and we read. Did we read five? Yeah, we read five. So now we get into the second point. A son is born. That means Christ
Yes.
is born. So if somebody read just verse 6 alone. I knew you was gonna stand up for this one, Pastor, because if you like it.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called
What?
Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
And who is that person?
Jesus.
That's Jesus.
Yeah.
He's gonna be all of that. He's gonna be the wonderful counselor.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be the one that's gonna be there to advocate you, to talk to you when you need advice. That's your counselor. Because all his advice are the right ones. You can listen to Lamont and Lamar and Keisha. They gonna give you advice, but it ain't the right advice. But if you go to Jesus, it's the 100% unfiltered, not sugar coated truth. That's the one you need to go to because that's your wonderful counselor. When you need something going on and that's going wrong in your life, you go to him. Don't go to your family. Don't go to your friends. Yeah, don't go to them. Come to me because they gonna spread your business. You don't want nobody to be spreading your business because you can get in trouble for that and you gonna lose trust in people. You ain't gonna lose trust. These ain't gonna run back and tell X, Y, and Z about your situation. He's gonna keep it confidential between me, you, and I. It's gonna be in the lock cabinet, and we're gonna talk about it again when you're ready. And that's a wonderful counselor. And then the mighty God, that means on the earth, he's gonna be what he needs to be for us. He's the son of God, but down here he's the deity because he's gonna be part God and part human. But still, in human form, he's still gonna have his emotions. He's still gonna have everything that a human has. But at the same time, he's divine. He's infinite. And so, and then the everlasting, Pop. That means after he passed on, it's infinite. It's no end to it. There's no end to. There's no end to his kingdom. That reign is gonna last forever. There ain't no start date and due date. It wasn't even no start date. It already happened. And it's going on right now until after we all go, it's still gonna happen. And then the Prince of Peace. Let Jesus be your peace. Not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend, not your husband, not your wife, not your best friends, not your bros and sisters. That's a temporary peace. That's not gonna last long because eventually you have to leave from them anyway. They're not gonna stay around. But the real peace, the Prince of Peace is Jesus. That's your peace. That's the one you can find in. That's the one when you cry, that's the one you have a shoulder to lean on. That's the one when you're going through a lot. That's the one you want to count on because you can't count on your friends and your family to come through for you. When you're on the side of the road, they're going to say, oh, I can't right now. I'm doing this, that, and the third. Oh, I can't right now because I'm stuck in traffic somewhere else. Or I just can't do it right now because I ain't got the money. But these on the other side, oh, you there? Oh, your time, brother? I got you back. I'm going to pull up. Jesus is going to be your best friend. And he's our best friend. That's the one because he's not gonna steer you wrong. He's not gonna turn on you, and he's not gonna backdoor you. He's gonna bring you out, and he's gonna stay with you through thick and thin, and that's gonna be your peace because he got you. He got your back more than anybody else got your back. Because he's not gonna leave you, and God said he's not gonna even forsake you, and that's what God was telling the nation. Like I'm not gonna leave y'all because I know what y'all can do. Because all you have to do is just trust me because once my son get in here, we going to be all right. Y'all going to be straight again. Y'all just lost. So that's that good leadership that I was talking about. When Jesus come in there, that's that leadership. That's going to bring light back to the nation
My God. Yeah,
and
yeah.
keep everything
You're
steady
right.
afloat. And He's going to bring that foundation, like I said before, He's going to still the foundation in them, have them reading the word, worshiping God the right way, repenting, and all of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
So that son is born.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
son is born. That's about Jesus. So now we're going to talk about the king,
His king.
his kingdom. And we're going to wrap this up. So somebody read verse 7 for me.
Of course, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
That is the now this is the kingdom. That means that kingdom is going to stay is forever. That government is forever. The reign, the term, forever. There's no, it's not gonna be no end. It's not gonna be no end to it. And that because that good leadership is gonna last. It's not gonna fall. It's not gonna last for 8 years. It's not gonna last for 20 years. It's gonna last forever. And that's the difference between worldly leadership and divinely leadership. Worldly leadership will end. You can vote them out. They will leave on their own terms. They got terms to leave out. But with Jesus, there's no term. There's no term limit. He ain't gotta put his right hand on the Bible for the next 4 years. He ain't signed no contract for 5 years worth 300 million. He ain't had no papers. Those papers was already signed. They was indefinite. Exactly. Yeah, so that contract was already signed even before Jesus was even born. God already signed, got it already figured out in the fine bold print, and it was legible to read, and it was red, like what we got on, because you can see red, you can see it's a vibrant color. So with that, he was the he because he didn't have to, because down here you gotta it's a term. Everybody can't be king and president and governor forever. But you can be king over over us as far as divinely forever. And that's what Jesus is for us. And God is the supreme ruler over everything. So so we so this is the coming of Christ, because He's coming and He's going to save us. He's going to help us, and He's going to give us back onto the right direction. That was His job to do when He came down to us in the first place, was save the lost, get people back right, and steer them in the right direction. Because everybody down here is still lost. Everybody down here is still, yeah. If they don't have Christ, they still lost, and they don't even know that they're lost. They just are. They say, "Oh, I go to church every day," but is you saved though? Like is you saved though? Because you can come to church every day and still not be saved. And you realize that if you didn't, everybody else around you was getting that cracker and juice, and you just sitting there and it was skipped over and say, "How come I ain't getting none?" Because I was like that when I was a kid. I said I came to church every day. I was like, why everybody around me getting shit? This is the only time I thought we can eat in the service. The only time. I say, why did everybody else is getting them crackers and some juice, and I don't? And I'm looking around. I'm like, and then my parents like, well, it was actually, well, they said, well, you got to be baptized to get that. I was like, oh, and mind you, I was afraid of water, so I didn't like getting in no water, especially underneath the water. I didn't like being underneath the water. I thought, but I didn't like putting my face all up in that water. I was like, oh, so I delayed the baptism, not because I didn't know what it meant, not because I didn't want to. do the right thing, it's because of the water.
Right.
It was the pure water. I didn't like going underneath the water. It's not like so I was like, but everybody else around me, my friends, everybody got baptized. Everybody talking about, John, when you gonna get baptized? You still ain't got baptized. And mine was Pastor B was on my heels about the baptism. She was on my heels. Dad was too, but he wasn't too much like that because Dad was laid back. But mama was trying to make sure I got baptized. And she want me to be right too. Because all it took for me to sit on that bench, and I ain't gonna never forget. All it took for me was for me to sit on that first row pew during a youth Sunday. Mama pulled me. She didn't violently pull. She just pulled me over to say, "Just sit right here." And I was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "What?" It was a setup, and I was looking like upset, like, "Well, you just had me pull over and ask me, got baptized." I was like, "I gotta go underneath this water." I was like, "I gotta go underneath this water." And then ever since then, I mean, like, if it was for her, it probably would have happened later on. And plus, I didn't like being seen around people walking up the aisle and stuff like that. I don't want to do all that. I want to do at least a private. So Mama just scooped me up because I was already sitting there anyway. So I might as well just get pulled over. She walked over there and just said, "Come here." It wasn't even. It wasn't. She planned it because she knew that the junior deacons was sitting in the front pew. So she said, "Oh yeah, John's sitting right there. God, what you want me to do? Pull John over there." She said, "Bet." So that being said, that's the coming of Christ. So if we just have good leadership, stay the course and don't give up, because we have to start off somewhere, and it's not going to start off on the clean side. It's going to be on the dark side at first. But once you stay that course and believe, you're going to see the glory come. So that's the God's glory of coming to Christ.